One of the things that's really cool is the UPS monitoring. So the UPS monitor part of this goes out and detects your UPSs on the network. You basically just click and authorize them. You want to monitor these devices, loads them into the system, and it goes out and tests them to see the connectivity and make sure they, if they support the protocol fully, or if it's just going to give us basic information. But as long as it has a NIC card, we're going to be able to monitor the UPS.
So it's using like SNMP
Yep.
to talk to those?
Yep.
Okay.
So
cool.
SNMP. So we use, this box uses just SNMP version 1 for read only, right? This is made to be, literally, you could send your daughter in with this, armed with 3 pieces of information, and be out in 20 minutes.
Okay.
To drop this box and go. And that's so the simplicity and the labor savings of installing the box is very attractive.
Right.
And then the feature set, being able to know that now you'll know if batteries are, you get an alert if you're plugged into line voltage, but your batteries won't fully charge anymore, right?
Right.
So your battery life starts to die. You'll be able to know that in real time and service it. And you go, well, we check every 6 months. Like, okay, that's great. Wouldn't you like to know?
Yeah, and who's making that check? Is the guy that like no longer works here and you haven't been able to replace for 8 months?
Right, and I can tell you, as a homeowner, I put on my schedule every 6 months to check my filter for my air conditioning system. Do I change it every 6 months? No, I don't change it every 6 months. But if I had something alarming me, going, hey,
you need to change it.
Yeah.
this is not working.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. Right?
Yeah.
So you can put it on the schedule all you want, but unless something is flashing in your face,
Mhm.
you have to tell it to go away. It's not going to work. But changes in packet types and quantities, it detects, how much. Again, being involved with ComNet and NBT, being in the transmission market, I was always a spear catcher. I mean, people were always pointing at first thing. Oh, that's the network. This must be your piece of crap.
Right.
Oh, my cameras are perfect. This is perfect. It's always got to be the network that's wrong. So we take all the phone calls and figure out what are the hot buttons, and what the number one problem for people calling in with network problems at ComNet was multicast packets. And that's because most people didn't know that they have a device on the network that had multicast involved with it, and they never set up their switches to handle it. And so it would choke their network, and the network would shut down. And they go, your switches were crap. Oh, okay, all right, so don't be hasty. Do you have any multicast? No, we don't have any multicast.
Yeah, there's absolutely
Can you go
none.
to this? Can you go to this page and take a look? We don't have any multicast. Could you please go to this page and look at the port statistic? Oh.
No.
Every time. So the next version of this, in what we call our switch interface, I'll bring up some pictures of that. We're actually going to communicate with ComNet switches and a handful of brands. Out of the box, we'll have like 10 brands we'll interface with, and they'll give you a whole bunch of things to toggle on and off. So you can turn on IGMP, you can turn on jumbo frame support. That's something people didn't know. It's like early on, people didn't know that cameras are sending. They're not just sending standard packet sizes, they're sending jumbo frames. And if your switch isn't configured for that, most of the managed switches can be configured, but it's not toggled on in the box when
Right.
you get it.
Right. And you look at the spec sheet and you go, oh, it can handle it.
Right.
Cool.
But no one's really managing those
Right.
things. I talked to a guy, so I was at so we got our product into the PSA security network. I was talking to one of the dealers, and he's got some system with like 137 switches, and they're Aruba switches, so we're going to write an interface for him for Aruba. And he's like, maybe half of them are actually managed.
Wow.
So these networks grow, and you send guys, and did people really manage it?
It's somewhat
Did they
impressive
cha-
that they're all the same
Did
brand.
they
at least,
change?
right?
But they're like 4 or 5 different makes and model numbers of the same brand. But yeah, they are
Right.
all the same brand. But it's so we'll be able to have a really simple interface that